Alright, hey guys, Mitch here from the TheAudioDabbler YouTube channel, and I uploaded a video the other day of me using a little blaster pistol thing, and that was a blaster sound that I had made using Beatmaker 3. If you haven't seen it, here it is. Alright, and so I just want to take a few minutes and show you how I came about making that sound. And so here's the sound. And it's basically two samples. This one has I got it from Free Samples or website. I'll leave a link in the description. But it had an attribution 3.0 thing on it, and so I think I just have to give attribution to the person somewhere in the description. And so this is Daniel Simeon. It's a Meadowlark, and here's the it's just a bird, and I just kind of messed around with the pitch and some modulation. So I'll show you what I've done with this. I'm modulating using an envelope the pitch, and it's bringing it from high to low, and it's giving that pew kind of thing. And then with this right here is a red stag roar, and it's on release, and it's modulated. The low pass cutoff is modulated and given that kind of a wavy fluttering kind of thing. And so that's how I did it. And so let's just create one real quick using the same samples. So let's just drag the Meadowlark on there, and then I'm going to, there's the stag, so let's not autoplay that, and I'm going to add it to a new layer, and that's a key, so that way you have it on multiple different layers for that. And so let's mute the red stag first, and let's go into the Meadowlark, and just what I'm doing, I'm just dragging the start and end points down to a point that may be interesting. So let's see. That kind of sounds like a gun. Anyways. And so let's go to the edit and let's get it really close. Let's just trim that up. And so now we have that trimmed. And see, what I've liked about doing, kind of messing around with these sound design stuff, is it's allowed me to kind of explore some things. And I wanted this to not play the whole file. I wanted the whole file there, but I want it in one shot because I don't want to loop it, but I want it to fade out. And if I click on it, it plays the whole thing. And I'm just racking my brain on as to why is it playing the whole thing, because I can have the attack up and you can hear the attack. It's just fading it in, but it's still playing the whole thing. Even with the release, it's still playing the whole thing. And then it dawned on me, well, I need to put the sustain down. So if I put the sustain down, then it's not going to sustain the notes. It's going to follow this curve right here. However long I need it to do. And this is good, especially when you start tuning. Tuning it, it'll come in handy. That way, if you've got a sound and you hit a different note, the way it tunes it is you can see the playhead goes a little bit slower. And so once you have a good fade with the decay and stuff, that way it does fade out. Then I started messing with the modulations. I did an envelope on the tuning, and so now we can go to this envelope. And I can turn the sustain down again. Or actually, do I want it up? I think I do want it up on this. And I want it to go from, well, let's try from low to high. So that could work. And I can adjust the curve here. Or you can go from low. Let me turn the little bit. And see, this right here, as opposed to just a normal sine wave or, you know, whatever, it gives it a little bit different characteristic, I think, using actual samples of animals and things like that. And so I can add a little filter if I want. Why is that so low? I feel like it's really, really quiet. And I don't know why. Let me go back just a low pass. That's interesting. Why it's so low. Oh, there we go. Maybe the attack was too long. Let me turn it back down. And another thing is to... Okay, so that'll work. That's pretty cool. And so you've got this attack curve, decay curve, and release curve. And so there we have it on that. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, so that will work right there. We can saturate a little bit. Give a little more of a ump. Okay, and so now let's start working on the stag. And so what I did with it was I modulated. Let me go back into here. Let's trim this out. Just trim it. And then normalize it. Give a little bit of oomph. And so if I do this with on release, so that don't sound very appeasing. What I can do is modulate this cutoff here in the low pass filter. And so let's modulate that with the LFO. That way it kind of gives it a kind of fadey thing. And then let's go back to the LFO. Let's do the rate really, really high. Let's fade in. That way it kind of goes in over time. Okay, so let's go back to the sample here. So let's hit this sustain down. We can tune it down. Very Star Warsy. Okay, and so another thing you can do that I'll learn from doing kind of some sound design stuff is the pad note. You know, I can play with the pad note to get different. And so I just thought that was cool. And then so you could, if you're a filmmaker or something like that, you could build you a whole soundboard. You got up 64 per you got 64 samples right here that you could do, and you could have just one with just different blaster sounds. You could go through and just create a whole bunch of different blaster sounds, and that way you have a bunch of them to pick from. And as far as effects go, over the whole thing, I have just an EQ, a reverb, a little bit of a saturator. I tried Bit Crusher. And then, you know, that can add a little bit to it. Maybe that would be something you could do with a macro knob. That way you could add a little bit of Bit Crusher if you wanted to it, but it's not on all the time. But yeah, that's that. I just like the sound design portion, you know, of just taking something that's one thing and then turning it into repurposing it to something else, and you learn quite a bit in the process of doing that. So thanks guys for watching this. Sorry if it's long and drawn out, but I just wanted to show you the sound and then kind of walk you through creating, you know, another one, because I see a lot of videos out there. They're like, hey, this is how I made a sound, and they just kind of show you the settings, and then it's like, thanks for watching. But I wanted to just kind of walk you through taking the sounds and, you know, kind of tweaking it, because I had never made this sound. I made this sound, but I had never made this sound until just now. So anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. I do have a direct PayPal me link, and a Patreon account if you want to, you know, continue to support my channel. If not, then just share it on your favorite social media. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Talk to you guys later.